What is going on, guys? It is BenQ here, back with a new guide. And as you guys can see by the title, I'll be showing you guys all the ways you can give yourself an advantage inside smokes. So guys, let's get to it. Now, the first item is actually called the digital threat. If you've ever seen a legendary holo scope and you're really confused as to why it's a legendary scope, well, it's because you're able to see right through the smoke with it. By tracking with your ADS button, you can scout out your enemies quite easily. Any player that has a red outline means that it's an opponent. So make sure you unload your ammo right into them. Now, before we move on to the legends, there's one more scope that allows you to see through smokes, which is the digital sniper thread. Now, it's the exact same concept, except it's obviously something you'd use at longer distances. I want to quickly give out a few tips about these two scopes and help you figure out a nice playstyle around them. Anytime you have a holo digital threat, I suggest you smoke off your opponents with a BANGALORE Q instead of yourself. By smoking off your opponents, it makes it harder for them to figure out where to aim. Had you smoked off yourself, then your opponents can easily guess where you might be because their screen won't be covered in smoke. Flip that around and they won't be able to see a thing because of the smoke. Also, another tip I want to give you guys is to ask your teammates if they also have a digital threat, because if they don't, then you'll have to be careful when smoking opponents off. If your teammate's fighting an opponent and he's got no digital threat and you end up smoking both players off, you've now screwed over your teammate and maybe even gave your opponent an advantage if he's got himself a digital threat. So once again, make sure you're asking your teammates if they've got them. If both of them do, then go ham on the smokes because all three of you basically have wall hacks. The same thing goes with the sniper digital threat. If you're going to use it, make sure you're shooting the smokes from range towards your opponents and snipe them from range. Now, the main legend that is great to use with the digital threat scope is the BANGALORE because she's got the smoke ability that allows her to shoot 2 smokes every 25 seconds. Combo that with the digital threat and you've got yourself wall hacks. Now, let's move on to the next legend, which is CAUSTIC. Now, CAUSTIC doesn't need a scope to see players. The moment an opponent takes damage from his toxic gas, his passive automatically highlights any opponents taking damage from the gas. His Q ability and his ultimate ability both highlight players as they both release toxic gas. Lastly, I'll be mentioning BLOODHOUND. Now, he doesn't release any sort of gas or needs any sort of scope. When BLOODHOUND ults, he receives thermal vision, which highlights any opponents in red no matter what the situation. Comboing a BLOODHOUND with a BANGALORE smoke is quite the combo, especially if the BANGALORE has a digital thread. Now, BLOODHOUND's ult lasts about 35 seconds, which is more than enough time to wipe a squad in a smoke. Once again, if you've got a BLOODHOUND on the team, then choose a BANGALORE for a great team combo. And about combos, I'll be making a detailed guide on the best combo legends to choose for your 3-stack squad. So make sure you got your notifications on to not miss out on that. Anyways guys, that's it for this guide. This was a guide focused on all the ways you can spot players in any sort of smokes, and hopefully it can help some people out. And a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one.